Yo, what up? It's your boy Born Shining here. How you doing? Welcome to my world. I'm Born Shining. You're Born Shining. We're all Born Shining. And don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. All right, so, it turns out that YouTube somehow or for some reason is putting a limit on my videos. So I just made like a 30-minute video, which I'm really glad. It's not a waste because I got a lot of shit out that I needed to process, but it's helping me kind of like speed this up. I need to make these videos shorter and get through my shit faster, and stop just thinking and like it's boom 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 boom, we gotta go. Okay, so basically here's this the things that I'm getting is like, oh, before we get started, I want to give thanks to the universe. I want to give thanks to the archangels, Metatron, Raphael, Michael. Okay, and I also want to give thanks to Jesus, the ascended masters, my spirit guides, spirit animals, my ancestors. All right, and anybody who comes across this video, for finding this video and having the courage to try something new. But also, if you're on a spiritual path, this is for you. So thank you. All right, so I've been getting the same messages. Just I need to keep sharing my truth, and it seems like it's getting repetitive, but actually, the more I share it and the more I talk about it, the easier it gets. And a lot of stuff, it's just like anything else. The more you talk about it, the easier it gets to talk about, and it just starts to become like second nature. So what is my truth? I have a lot. There's a lot to it. It's not like I'm gonna get through it in one video, but I'm gonna try to keep it at like around 10 minutes because it looks like YouTube. I had a 30-minute video and they cut it down to 12 minutes, so I'm gonna keep it around 10 minutes just to be safe. And also, I can make more of them, so I don't need to feel like I'm constrained to getting it all into one video or anything like that. So basically, what I'm gonna start with is uh, part of my truth is that I do feel I do feel isolated right now. As you can see, I have all my shit in my car. I have all my stuff in my car. What I think is important, for my life, my business, the things that I do. Um, I do feel isolated. I feel like my old life is like a shoe that just doesn't fit anymore, and it won't fit. And it's like if I'm gonna put it on, then my foot is gonna be fucked up, and I don't want that shit. And so, but then on the other hand, the new shoes, they're a little too big, like I'm growing into them. So it's just like when you have a kid, man. You guys, if you have children, you fly through shoes, and it's like, that's why thrift stores are so amazing because or like if you find somebody that's got a kid a year ahead of you or whatever, because they go through the shit so fast. And that's kind of how I feel about this. So I'm getting my sea legs, as it were. I'm learning to go with the flow and ride the waves and surf and be in tune with my intuition, and really coming out of this mentality of like things have to look a certain way, they have to be a certain way, or like you make one decision and you go with it. It was never like that on the lacrosse field, so I don't know why it would be like that in life. And I mean, Lex is life. So, but yeah, one of the things that I touched on in the other video is that I do feel a little isolated. It's hard to have an awakening like this and feel like, I don't know, I thought that it would be easier to connect with people who have already walked this path. But I feel like being looked at as like, they're kind of looking at me like a little skeptical, which, I mean, now it makes perfect sense why you can't, you have to have filters. You can't just open up to everybody that you meet 150%. Or I mean, you can, but I understand that why it doesn't happen so often. Um, Anyways, yeah, I do feel a little isolated. It's very challenging to feel like I don't have many people to talk to without paying money. I'm not quite at that level yet to where I can just dole out money to talk to people. about shit, and it's like, here I go. I might as well just talk to y'all about it, or talk to myself about it, and give myself my own comfort. And another reason why I don't want to go to a therapist is because those people, and I use that term loosely. They're trained. I mean, there's a book out there. It's called Eyes Wide Open. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this somehow, or you're into this kind of stuff, you've heard about the movie Eyes Wide Shut, and that movie is about the occult, all right, and what people do behind closed doors. But there's actually a book. It's called Eyes Wide Open, all right, and that's about a survivor of satanic ritual abuse and their journey out of that network, because it is a network. It's like a ring, and so after I read that, and in that book, they talk about how therapists and shrinks and a lot of these professionals, it's like a net. And so when people escape these organizations, and when they escape these communities that abuse them, and they go to these professionals are pretty much like a revolving door, and they kick them right back into the same network. They just send them to a different shrink, or whatever. And these people, and no relief is actually ever gained. You know what I mean? They just keep them in this cycle. It's like they keep them in this whirlpool, this washing machine of back and forth uh, gaslighting. It's fucking gaslighting. These people, they say, these professionals are presented to you as people who are going to help you, but in the end, they're not helping you, because how is putting people on medication solving anything? It doesn't solve shit. All right, except how do these corporations, how these business people make more money? That's the only problem that's solving. So that's why I'm not going to a shrink, or I'm not going to like a professional to talk about my problems, because I don't want to be put on meds, and I don't want to give anybody the idea or the inkling that they are somehow qualified to make an assessment of my mental capacity. I don't want to open that door, and I don't think that's a door that needs to be open. That's up to me, all right? And I don't feel crazy. I don't feel suicidal. I don't feel depressed, okay? I'm a little pissed off, all right? And my patience is running thin, but I don't feel like I want to cause harm to anybody. Even the people who have been out for me my whole life, namely my parents and the people around me that should have known what they were doing and making better decisions, but refused to do that, all right? I don't even wish harm on those people, all right? So that's that on that. In case you're wondering, well, why don't you just go talk to a counselor or something? Yeah, well, you think a counselor is going to fucking be hip to the idea of like, oh yeah, I woke up from a dream, I saw my death, and and then I started watching YouTube tarot videos, psychics on YouTube, and following my intuition to piece together my childhood that's been hidden from me for damn near 30 years. They're gonna look at me probably like you're looking at me, unless you've been through this, and then you totally understand what I'm saying, and it totally makes perfect sense. But other than that, um, yeah, I don't feel like I'm fucked up or anything like that. I feel like I woke up in the fire, and I jumped out of the fire into the ice chest, and learning how to swim as I melt all the fucking ice. All right. And so, yeah, I feel a little isolated. It's been challenging to be in this position, namely being apart from my children. I have three beautiful children, Mia, Cora, and Henry. I have three beautiful children. All right. 7-year-old daughter, Mia, she's the oldest. And then my twins, I have two twins, a boy and a girl. Cora is older and Henry is the youngest. And I miss the shit out of them right now. And that's been the hardest part of this whole thing is uh, not being able to see them, not being able to hug them and show them the love that I know that they deserve. And I don't know, I doubt, all right? I have hope, and I'm optimistic, eternally optimistic, for no good reason, that their mother, the person who threw me under the bus and was in cahoots with my parents or somebody to try to set me up to kill me or just drain my energy and play fucking mind games and all of this other bullshit. I doubt that she's showing them the love that they need and they deserve, but this is all part of the process, so it's all going to be fine here shortly. Um, So yeah, that's that on that. Um, yeah, we'll keep it there, and I'll start another one. Cool. Love you guys. Peace. Hope you're doing great.